Any stock we would like to begin?
Maybe prediction something about Tesla,
Okay, let's see.
because I think it comes in a buy mode, but still market is uncertain, especially due to Trump's health.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's have the indicators. Bollinger Band, Williams R, and RSI. So these are the indicators that we have started using recently after we sir has taught us on how these indicators can help us to decide which stocks to take position in short term or even long term. Previously, we also used to use MACD, but I feel RSI takes care. Let's see for Tesla. On Friday, it has taken a downtrend, and as you can see, Williams R and RSI both have turned downward. So you can expect on Monday it can go further down since it is currently touching the mid Bollinger Band, which is at around 410. Lower Bollinger Band is showing around 345. So I would say a buy price around 350 with a stop loss of 330 would be good if it continues on the downtrend on Monday or on Tuesday. Last week on 3 days it had gone up, and we are hoping that it might cross 450, but it touched 451 and then took a downtrend. Looking at these indicators, it appears that on Monday it may expect it to continue downward, and 350 would be ideal, but yeah, 350, 355, there's a support. So if we can set buy limit at 350, and if it doesn't execute, if it is around 355, also it could be to buy. There's a resistance around 450. Even last time it was up to 456, and then it took the downtrend. This peak, what we see was after the split, and since then it has crossed 450 3 times. It has broken that resistance. So I would say on Monday we can wait, and maybe probably on Tuesday we could have it at the buying price if it continues on downtrend. Let's see, Hikanashi, yeah, even Hikanashi, red candle. So a buy price of 350 and a sell sell price of 450 is what I can say for swing trade or short term.
Okay, thank you very much.
If anyone has any other comment, please feel free to add. Or else we can go to next stock.
Come on, I have one question.
Yeah.
The last time we talked about GPV, it's one of
Mm-hmm.
the stock which so I guess still market is down, so due to that it's not rising up. So I was thinking that if I sell with loss and invest those money in some other stock,
Mm-hmm.
then I can cover my loss. So what would be new stock that based on this market I can expect in few weeks, if it is raised, then I might earn something on it.
Yeah, that's also one of the strategy that even I follow. If I have a stock which is down for some time and not giving indication it might turn upward to the price that I have, so I try to replace half of it with some other stock which is more volatile and has chances of moving upward. So currently I see MIR is in good buying range, and we have seen in last couple of months that it does spike. So it has potential to either go above 50% or even 100% of the current price. So we'll go to MIR, see GPV one. On past 3 trading days, it is showing that it is taking on uptrend. So what was your average price?
Yeah, it was before merge, so now it's a 28 point something. It's
Right. So
almost top.
that's right. So it's quite high. And since it has started taking uptrend based on last 3 trading sessions, it might not reach up to 28. What you could do is you could either buy some or just hold half of those stocks and maybe sell at a loss and reinvest the half amount in a stock like MIR.
Is there?
However, since it's on uptrend, maybe it would also be worth to see in coming week whether it goes above this previous. On 2nd September, it had gone close to 25. And let's say if you buy some now, your average will be lesser than 28. But it all depends how much quantity you have at 20. If you have in larger quantity, then you'll have to buy in large quantity to average down, to bring down your average close to $20. In that case, I would say to invest in a much cheaper stock like MIR, which is under 0.30. So you would be able to buy more stocks compared to GPV, and it could help you in recovering faster.
Yep, got it.
For GPV, we'll quickly see it's Williams R is -50, RSI is also 50. It has started on uptrend, so it can reach closer to its upper Bollinger Band around $21, $22. It may be difficult to reach it the price of $28 though.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, rather than waiting more with a loss, if I sell it, then I might cover those loss in other stocks. So MIR would be good suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is there any other stock, because since winter is coming in Canada, so any stock like Canada Goose or others which might go up in this due to this season?
Right. So let's see Goose. So Goose is already on uptrend, and so it has already been touching its upper Bollinger Band. Its Williams R is -6, RSI is RSI is 79, so it's in overbought
Oversold.
position. So it won't be a good time to buy Goose. Maybe you can wait for it to have correction. Once it's down,
But
that time you could.
any stock with less price, and especially with this season?
Yeah. So let's quickly cover MIR. So on Friday, it has closed at 0.275, and if you see it, even its previous high was 0.5, 0.440, before that 0.44, and if you see the peak of this green candle, it's 0.44, 0.46, 0.58. So if you buy it at 0.275 or even 0.28, you could sell it at 0.56, which would be 100% return. So MIR, as you could see that the time it takes to spike is also less. Within a month. See, this was on 27th August to 8th September, so about 2 weeks.
7 working days.
Yeah. So looking at the trend that MIR has had in last few months, it could help in recovering faster. If you buy it now and if it spikes, even if it goes 50% and you have it in larger quantity, let's say 1,000 or 2,000, then you would be recovering your loss which you have incurred with GPV.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Once which I'm watching closely, I have bought, I think I bought at 0.29. It is going still down, but I'm seeing that it is under oversold position. Though RSI is still above 30, it's close to 37. But hoping it might spike soon, looking at the price level.
What should be the selling price, Kamal?
I would say that would be based on your average price. If say your average is 0.28, it closed on 0.275. If you buy it at 0.28, you could easily have a target of at least 50% return. For now, you can set it at 100%, which is 0.56. On the day it spikes, if it doesn't reach 0.56, you see that it has reached 0.50. Then also if you sell, you would be close to 0.22 per stock, which would be around above or around 80%. So what I usually do is I am taking this spike as the reference, this one, and for some stocks, let's say for 250, I keep the sell limit as 0.65, for 500 as 0.60, and then wait for that day when it spikes. If it crosses, then the order which I had already set, that will execute. If it doesn't cross, then I manually either edit the previous sell order, or for the remaining stocks which I had not set, I set it so that that executes. Basically, I'm looking at this stock to have a 100% return, but if it doesn't reach that level, I try to sell at whatever price it reaches on the day of spike. Does it make sense? Or if you're looking for any specific target, then I would say based on its last spike and its current price, the nearest target price which I would say is 0.45. The next target price would be 0.58, and the next target would be 0.65. So if you're buying on Wealthsimple Trade, you could set at different sell limits. On Questrade and other platforms which charge for each transaction, maybe you could set the highest target price, and based on the price it reaches on the day of spike, you could edit that sell price.
So could we, on Wealthsimple, could we set it, say, first 200 on this price and then 200 on this price? Could we do that?
Yeah. You can set 200 at say 0.65, and remaining 500 at 0.60, and
Okay.
the last remaining say 300 at 0.58. You could set at different price selling prices. Since it is commission free, it doesn't charge whether you have multiple sell limits or you have one sell limit set. On platforms which charge commission, and it's based on each transaction, that's why setting multiple sell limits would charge you additional amount.
Okay. So is there any limit on the new account, say, for a particular stock, or it's overall sell limit in Wealthsimple?
In Wealthsimple, there's no limit in setting number of orders. So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. In fact, even other platforms don't have limit in setting number of orders. The reason why I was suggesting to have one order on a platform like Questrade is because they charge for each transaction.
Actually, what you can do is you can actually sell multiple buy orders and sell orders on Wealthsimple of any small quantity also. So it gets filled in, and then watch your trade getting filled in on Yahoo Finance. Because I was watching Yahoo and TMX. Yahoo gives you live rates as TMX, same rates as TMX.
Yes. Thank you very much. I set it up after you told me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so on TMX, there's also an option on TMX as well for setting up your portfolio.
Alerts.
Maybe I'll just show. So here you can have your watch list dashboard, and I'll just show one of them. Let's say this one. So in this you could set, please ignore the prices that are being set. So you could set your buy price at, and then based on the change, it calculates and shows your daily gain and your daily loss. Like in TMX Money as well, you could set up your portfolio, have the stocks in the watch list, and it updates the real-time price of the stocks in your portfolio, and it shows how much profit or loss you are making on that particular day.
Another advantage on the same website is you can see the volume and you can see the bid ask.
Yeah,
So before your session starts, you can actually see a bid ask and you can realize whether is that script going to go high or going to go low. That's
right,
what we were doing with Shopify.
right.
We don't need to enter the quantity.
I mean, currently it is showing you the same bid and ask, but Monday morning you will realize this on Shopify, whether is it opening at 371 or is it opening at 381 or 391. So that gives you an idea whether it's going to go up or going to go down.
Right.
And you have your volumes. Like
Yeah.
JE, when you were talking about the volumes, was what are the JE volume on this?
1.11 million.
1.1, right? Whereas on Friday, just before the rates were being changed, Friday or was it Thursday? Kamal, kab tha ye? 45 million? Was it Thursday or was it Friday? I think it was Thursday. 45 million. 45 million on Thursday, and it was about 23 million on Friday and about 11 million on Monday.
Right. So the week before it got split, means
Yes.
so on Monday it got it got consolidated. On Monday it got
Yes.
consolidated. So
Tuesday.
yeah, Monday night
Monday
means
was the same rate.
Yeah, Tuesday
Tuesday
morning,
was
it reflected with the consolidated price. So
price.
Monday after market it got consolidated. So the volumes on Friday and Thursday prior to that were
They were
quite
almost
high.
45 million and 22 million.
Yeah.
If you can open the chart, you will see the volumes there immediately. That is what is the indication on the advantage of this chart. You get the volume, you get the bid and ask.
So in this there is advanced chart. Though the charts on tmxmoney.com are not as sophisticated as TradingView or any other trading platform.
TradingView, open TradingView, it'll be better off.
Yeah, just before going to that, I was trying to cover one question. I think Vivek asked.
Sorry.
That no, it's fine. So you could also add how many shares you have. Just ignore for now what is here. These might be old. So you could add, let's say for GT, if you, in your portfolio you are having say 1,000 stocks. So if you could add it here, and then based on that it calculates based whenever the price goes up or down, how much total it's reflecting in your portfolio, and it will recalculate and it will show the total over here. Their old website was much more user friendly. It used to give much more detail. You could add more number of stocks within this particular portfolio which you create. Now on this new website they have added some restrictions on number of stocks that you could have in one portfolio. So you need to create multiple portfolios. Basically I mean, multiple watch lists within one portfolio. So
Is it a free or charge
this
or
is free.
chargeable?
This is free for
Okay.
getting unlimited watch list. As you can see, you need to go for charge. That is what they have done. Previously, it used to be free, but now they are trying to move into a paid model. Though still limited number of stocks, you could add in limited number of watch list for free.
Kamal, how
Okay.
to add the number of shares column?
Sorry, your voice is quite feeble.
Oh, I mean, how to add the number of shares column?
You need to go to my shares, okay, and
Oh,
in
okay.
add lots, you can add like let's say on Monday, if it is bought, say you can add 1000 shares. Though it gives a feels like you are buying, but you don't need to enter. Say it you bought it at 0.29. Since you would be buying on Wealthsimple, so fees will be 0.
Okay, okay. I got it. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and another question with Wealthsimple.
Mm-hmm.
For one particular stock, how would I enter two things at the same time? First is limit sell, and second is stop loss.
Right. So since those options are on mobile, I maybe after the session I could share the screenshot and indicate how it can be done. Verbally, if I need to explain, if you go to any stock and you select buy,
Yeah.
after selecting buy, the page which opens by default has at the top market buy. If you tap on that, it will give you the other two options as well.
No, no.
Market.
Yeah, I already got that. Like
Mhm.
I already have a stock with me now, and I have to put two orders there. One is stops, limit sell, and another is stop loss. Can I do both things at the same time?
No, either you could set limit sell, or you could set stop loss, uh, sell stop loss. On a particular order, you won't be able to set both the things on same quantity. So if you
Okay.
have 1000 shares of MIR, you could set 500 shares for limit sell, 500 shares for stop loss, but you won't be able to set 1000 stocks at stop loss and same 1000 stocks for limit sell.
Okay. Is it available on Quest Trade? Doing this both things at the same time?
I have not tried.
Okay.
Yeah, I know for sure that if you set a sell limit and the stock price is going down, it says that you're doing a short selling. But I haven't seen option of setting both stop loss and limit sell even in
Okay.
Quest Trade. Maybe if it has an option, I could check and confirm. But as of now, I haven't used even on Quest Trade for any of the stocks both the options on same quantity.
Okay. Okay, Kamal. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yes, sorry, Vivek sir. So we were suggesting to open JE. Yeah. So on 24th September, Vivek sir, are you there?
I'm there.
Yes. So the volumes were quite high on 24th September and then on 29th September. This 29th September is the day when it started trading at the consolidated price. and
29th or
it consolidated on 28th after market, and it
yeah, that
started
was
trading
Monday,
at,
and 29th.
yeah, on
Yes,
29th it started trading at a
trading.
consolidated price.
Yeah.
And there
But even
was,
the days before that, it was about 45 and 22,000, 22 million. I don't know why it is not showing it over here.
Mhm,
And on Tuesday, it was just 11 million.
right.
He is showing you the price, he's not showing you the volume value.
Yeah, that is what I'm also looking. But the volume was high on a red candle, which means people who had bought previously, they offloaded
They
it.
were all exiting out.
Yeah. And now on last trading day, it has formed a green candle, as it was in oversold on Wednesday and Thursday. That's why even I think in group 2 I had suggested
Or
for buying.
possibly the volume is showing high on Tuesday. It is taking the volume multiplied by the value. That was also high.
Okay.
That could be the reason why. Otherwise, because I distinctly remember Tuesday being about 11 million or so much only, as compared to Thursday and Friday.
Okay, we can check
So
this.
the green candle was about 45 million that time.
Sure. Let me add volume so we have more clear.
The reason I remember this, Kamal, if you remember, is
Mhm.
we had a small discussion on WhatsApp with this when I told you why we are not selling it.
Right, right. That discussion was on,
That was on this green candle
yeah, on Thursday,
on Thursday.
last to last
That was
Thursday.
45 million,
Yeah.
45 million, and then 22, 21 million, and then 11 million.
So on Thursday it was around 1.45 million. This is net.
Then he is taking the valuation as per the new value. Because you look at the rates, now the rates are all 28, 8 and 7 and 6. Whereas at that time it was just less than half a dollar.
Yeah, right.
So then it's taking that valuation and that rate.
True.
So the candles have all been proportionately been.
So on Thursday, since there was a heavy drop in price on Tuesday, on Thursday I had suggested that it could be at a it's at a price where we could enter again, and
Yes.
on Friday it did go up. So if energy stocks start going up, we, Just Energy also looks to be at a good buy price in my view. Though it may not go up to this 28, but it would try to reach its average price around around $13, $14.
13, 14.
Yeah, and currently it's at 6.7.
Even if it touches the mid Bollinger Band of about 12, it will double your value, almost give you 80% return.
True. Vivek, I was saying even JE could be a replacement for GPV. Vivek, you are asking for an
Yes.
alternative stock, right? So it was Vivek, right?
No, no, I don't
Krishna,
think it was.
or okay, so shall we go to next stock?
Just a quick question, Kamal. This is Aditya. Sorry, I was on mute.
Mhm.
So, is it worth holding JE for a longer term, considering it's an energy stock and might go up in the next few months or so?
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at its price pre-COVID, it was trading even in January. If you see, it was trading close to. I mean, if we consider the consolidated price, it would show at 10 times of current price. So taking that aspect into consideration, it would be worth for long term as well, at least for 6 months, since fall has started. It may not reach 60 because of hit that it had had because of COVID. Um, but even if it goes closer to its price which had reached in June, it would be about 5 times. So if you're looking to hold even for 6 months, I would say it could be a good stock to hold.
Sure. Thank you so much, Kamal.
So next stock, shall we take SU since we are discussing energy stocks? Yes, SU same like other energy stocks. It had been going down because oil was down. And on Friday, it formed a green candle. It was at its lower Bollinger Band. It seems it has started taking uptrend, but we need to watch. As you would see in past about a month, it forms bigger red candles and then a green candle and then red candle. But in this case, the green candle is bigger, so we can expect that if an energy sector itself has started recovering, we could see green candle and even further taking up trend. But let's see how it trades on Monday based on the oil. If it is up, we could expect that it could be going up.
Kamal, can you take the chart for the crude oil directly?
Yeah.
That will give you a clear idea of how energy will move in the next week or so.
Right.
Hi Kamal, this is Mohsen. So I have one question. Like, so SU will be a good hold for long run?
Yeah. SU like JE, as I mentioned, if you look back, its pre-COVID price, it was trading about $36, and currently it's at half the price, close to $16. So if you are thinking of holding SU for longer term of at least 6 months, it's a good stock to hold. And SU also has dividend. It's as per current price, it gives 5.27 dividend yield. So in that sense as well, it's a good stock to have for long term.
Okay,
It
thank you so
doesn't give dividend, but SU has dividend as well.
Excuse me, I have a question, please. Hussam here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering, if you're looking for to have different variety, like now we are talking about energy, so just to distribute the risk between another kind of stock, what you recommend as another rather than the energy?
Right, that's a wonderful question. So energy sector, it has had a big hit because of COVID, and up to now, this is one of the sector which has not recovered and reached a level which was before pre-COVID. That's why we are discussing more of the energy stocks. The other sector which has outperformed in some cases is tech sector. So if you look some of the stocks like Shopify, it has uh, traded even higher price before it was at pre-COVID level. So so two sectors which have done well or overperformed post-COVID is tech and pharma. Most especially pharma stocks, some of them have had spikes which you would have noticed that it's on a day it goes above 50%, on a day some stock goes above 100%. Mostly you would have seen this in US market stocks, but if you look at the corresponding Canadian stocks, they might not have spiked like 50%, 100%, but at least you could see them spiking 20%, 30%, 40%. So these two sectors, I have seen that in post-COVID time has been quite profitable.
Perfect. Thank you.
So as I mentioned about Shopify, you see this is around 17-18 was the stock market crash. It was trading in February, it was around 700, and now it's trading close to 1400. It's doubled.
Hey Kamal, this is Ankit.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the telecom stock like IDT? I think you mentioned into the WhatsApp group like it's well performing, right? And we saw that it's uptrend. So what do you predict? How long it would be go up?
Yeah. So for IDT, it was up on Friday based on the news that they had quadrupled their earnings. Because of good earnings report, it was up on Friday, and you could expect the impact of that news to remain for 1 or 2 more trading sessions. The news came on Thursday after the market. That's why you could see such high spike on Friday. And towards the close of the day, it was still trading higher. So which indicates that on Monday, it might be higher as well. Then maybe on Monday towards the close of market or Tuesday, it might start falling off. So if someone has entered on Friday, you're still good to get some bit of profit. If Monday is a green day, then the profit could be little greater.
But I would suggest that if you have entered on Friday, keep your sell limit at 1050, 10.5, because your previous high was 1049, and then it has retraced down to 957. So keep a sell limit before the market opens at 1050 and take your profit home. Don't wait for a bigger profits.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
With the big news, it opens gap up almost from 7 to 10, and then comes back to 9.5.
Yeah, that's very true.
So keep your sell limit at 10.5 or 10.6, whatever your appetite is.
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really wonderful suggestion. So yeah, I think last time it had gone at this price level, it was max it went was 11.8. So 10.5 would be a good target, and if you have more stocks, you could keep at 11.5, though it depends on how the market trades on Monday. Since it
this is one of the stock goes up, I believe, right? None of them perform well. Like it goes down on Friday.
Come again?
So I would say that like this is one of the stock goes into the up like during the Friday, and none of them stocks, like if you can see other stocks, right? It won't go well.
Yeah, it went up on Friday based on the news, the strong news that it had. So many new people entered in this expecting that it would go higher, and it did close on though it had reached 10.5, it closed at 9.57. It still has a trend which it could take it little upper. So I would say Monday, if towards the close it is not on downtrend, then Tuesday morning for sure it should exit.
Sure, Kamal.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
but as Vivek sir suggested, you could set your sell limit at 10.5 and take
Kamal,
out some
another thing,
profit.
if I can tell them, go back to the last candle itself. Last candle, same script, last candle, right? Now, the open is at 8.45, 8.5. The close is at 9.6, high at 10.5. So it actually closed in the center of the entire day range.
Yeah.
8.5 to 10.5, 9.5 or 9.6 is the center of the day range. That means the accumulation over the period of about last 3 months, they were people who were knowledgeable were expecting this spike, and they have sold it on top, which is the reason why I'm insisting on putting my sell order at 10.5, because retailer may walk in seeing this temptation over the weekend, he may walk in to buy at 10.5. And that is where, if you are a smart trader, you would be exiting at 10.5 and taking your and entering in again if you so desire. Because the news is now out. Earnings have
Yeah.
been done. Earnings were done. News is out. As they say, exit the trade on confirmation of news. So Monday latest is when you should be exiting your trade. Monday or Tuesday, depending upon how Monday pans out. But Monday, I don't foresee it to go beyond 10.5 or 10.8. 10.8, I think, would be a very big target for me. Kamal, can you change from volumes to CCI or RSI?
Yeah.
That will give you further.
Yeah, it's in overbought
Right?
position. Yeah.
Overbought position. Now you convert RSI and take it to CCI also. Because Williams R is anyway overbought position.
Yeah.
There again,
Yeah.
all three forward parameters are in overbought position. So there is a dip expected on Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to exist on Monday, right?
Exactly.
If it reach max to the
Exactly.
10.5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you should place your order in your system by about 9:10 or 9:05 your local time, so that when it opens at 9:30, it executes. Whatever
Yep.
platform you're using.
Hmm.
Even if it's well simple, you can place your orders before the session starts. Hekanashi did not show you the gap up.
Yeah.
Take a Renko if you want. Renko would be all green.
It's uptrend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, look at the RSI, look at the Williams R.
Both are in overbought.
Absolute overbought position. They're getting ready to fall down.
Yeah.
It is crossing the upper Bollinger Band. And the previous high was taken out. The previous high was at about 8, was 7.5 or 8, was taken out because of the gap up. If you see it on the candlestick, you will realize there was a gap, and it's a major gap now.
Yeah.
Almost from about 6.8, previous day 6.8, 6.9 to about 8.5.
Yeah, it
Open,
opened
8.5. That's the gap. Now this gap has to get filled in. Kamal, can you check up when is the last previous earning? Kya hal tha? What was the status on the previous earnings? If you take a
On,
weekly chart, you get to know.
on previous
Yes.
earnings, it
Fell down.
started taking downtrend. Yeah.
And the previous to that,
And what was the earnings? First one.
again downtrend.
Yeah, same. It dropped, and it's just this earning that it has
Because of the
given us
news.
gap. Yeah,
Because of the news.
profit
Of
it
the
had.
news. And what was the earning this time? What was they expecting and what was the standardized earning? 0.82, yeah, because of the news.
See, it's July. October 2019, it was minus 0.06, and this time it was positive 0.82 because of even July was minus 0.09, and
in
this time
February, March, next one,
March it was positive 0.04.
positive, marginally positive,
Yeah, and
again marginally positive, and this is strong.
yeah, so because of this, it had this gap up.
It spiked up.
Yeah.
And if you look at the charts clearly, right from February onward, from March onwards till the month of September, it is consolidating in one small price band between about 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Right from February, not April, February, going to March and May, after the previous earnings, between 5 and 7. Yeah.
Yeah, so on Monday, it would be better to exit if it reaches your target price of 10.5.
Yeah, that is my target. Like if it is reaching to the 10.5, it's a good to
Ankit, what was the entry price?
9.4.
Oh, that's you're getting about what, $1. You're getting about 10% return.
Yeah.
10% return in just 1 day is, you should give a party to everybody in Canada.
Sure.
Yeah. And if someone would have entered at the start of the market, he can give double party.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, I missed that message from the Kamal. Like he mentioned about like there was the revenue is very good for earning this one, right? And that line I miss out, right? Then I check through later message. Then I let it be entered into this stock. Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's very good. Like I can go into the morning, we can bought it. Yeah,
Yeah. For sure, you can exit on Monday with a profit. Okay, so let's come back.
To oil.
Yeah, let's come back to oil. It's still on downtrend. Williams R is down.
36.
Yeah. It has come close to 36, which is very much closer. In April, it was negative.
Now compare this to October.
Into this.
Change it to week. Week and take a week candle.
Which one?
Weekly? Take the candle instead of daily, make it weekly.
Okay.
Then you can catch it even October.
So last year, October, it was trading higher.
Yes. Around 50, 51.
Yeah. So even if we do, it might go if based on weekly chart, if it goes up to 34. last year around this time it was much above. So
And the volumes were also good.
yeah. That, so Vivek sir, do you see it going down further?
I'm looking at target over, take it on day chart now and remove the volume and put CCI. Remove the volume, put CCI, and let's check it out. I'm looking at it going to about 35 or 30, 36, 35.50.
Yeah, to me also it looks that it might fall down further.
35.50 is what I'm looking at. 1 second. I'm coming to 35.50. Just hold there. 36, 36.10 or 36. Oh, give it another about $1 more drop, and you are in already at
Oversold.
oversold position for Williamsa, but not yet for
CCI.
yeah.
It's almost on the
So
edge.
give it another day or two more, and then it should shoot up.
Yeah.
I mean, dollar touching crude touching 36. Crude would be weak for this week, but the support would be around 36, 36 or 35, 75. Can you change it to Renko? Just to study it. See. Take it back to the candlesticks or Ikanashi, whatever you wanted. Yeah, 36 is what I would look at support for crude. And all your energy stocks accordingly will turn around once crude touches 36. That will be the time to buy your Suncor and Just Energies and your MIA and your the
Enrich, other energy stocks.
That is where I would buy it. If you are a swing trader, that would be really great levels to buy. Even the current thing, the low was 36.62. So 36.10. Yeah, 36. 36.10. Because if it comes to 36 or 36.10, your Williams R and CCI both will be in strong oversold territory. And a very strong support, international market support, would stepping in there. Yeah, done.
So crude oil depends on the economy of the country, right? Because nowadays, because of the COVID, it's impact every country, right? So that's the reason it's
crude is important for every economy, every country, but for your energy stocks, they would definitely tend to spike up with the advent of winter coming around.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're already in the fall season. That's why I asked Kamal to check up the October rates. So there is a high possibility with crude touching 36, crude will now be in demand because of the advent of winter, and demand will pick up. If demand for crude gets picked up, energy stocks will also become more expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm correlating 2 or 3 things to put together and working on it. At the same time, you're already in first week of October. US presidential elections are just around the corner. Things will be volatile. Things will be very volatile for till elections. The next month and a half will be very, very volatile. And that is where crude will play an important role in the energy stocks.
How does the cold season affect oil?
You require to produce more energy. And how do you produce energy? The demand for oil goes up.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So when is the right time to buy, you said?
Give it this week, I would say. Anytime you see crude touching 36, you buy your energy stock of your choice. Ideally, I would say whatever company that you are using your electricity company from, if it happens to be listed by that company only.
Any suggestion for buying any energy stock?
You can do, tic-tac-toe and pick up a stock of your choice. You look at, we've just seen
SU.
Just Energy, we have just seen Suncor. They were
Suncor.
ideally in the similar charts. You look at
Right.
any of them, they're all following the similar charts.
Mhm.
You look at Suncor, then you look at Just Energy, similar
Mhm.
charts.
Same pattern.
Absolute,
Yeah.
identical patterns. Just watch. You will hardly find just Energy has just changed now because
Yeah,
of that consolidation of shares.
right.
Any other energy stocks that you can think of? Yeah, Enbridge.
See, exactly same pattern
Exactly same pattern.
and Regency.
And they all have turned green in the last candle after dropping for last 3 or 4 days. Right? So you can just pick up a choice. If you are consuming for energy from any of these companies, buy that company only.
So SCL and TOG are the other two which we have been discussing in our group. So as you can see, SCL is following the same pattern as we saw for SU and Enreach,
Mhm.
and you will have for these. So depending on what price level you are looking at and how much time you would like to hold. So if you are planning to hold more than 6 months, more than 1 year, it would be better to buy an energy stock which gives dividends as well. So you could earn from dividends as well as stock price growth. Since most of the energy stocks are much lower than their average price which pre-COVID. So there's high chance that they would be recovering and trying to inch closer to their average prices. It may not reach to exactly the price that they were trading pre-COVID, but even if it reaches half the price, it would be at 2 or 3 times higher than their current prices. But it's gonna take time, and so please buy with that view from a long-term perspective, 6 months, 1 year.
Yeah, I agree. Like I just checked for the Suncor, right? The last October it was around $30, and right now it's, I believe, 12. So yeah, it's half of the price. Yeah, Suncor. Yeah.
So
One small disclaimer: I'm holding Suncor as well as Just Energy. I
Yeah.
have my investments in both. Just a disclaimer.
Yeah.
yeah, Suncor is good. As I mentioned, it gives dividend. It's a strong company.
It's having a huge assets as well. 77.53 billion. Yeah.
Yeah. So shall we go to next talk?
Yeah.
Can you look
Have
at
you finished
SPAQ?
analyzing Shopify?
Okay.
Have you analyzed it or not so far?
No, we just went through it quickly. We didn't analyze it. We have 6 minutes. Let's.
Yeah, before we pick up a new one.
Yeah. Before we talk further, I would like to thank Vivek sir for guiding us last week on day trading Shopify. And if any of you had tried day trading, I am sure you would have made profit based on his suggestions. I know he has been sharing his day trading buy and sell prices in group 1. I'm just mentioning to group 2 members, maybe next time when he would be trading, I can forward his messages in group 2 as well.
We'll try to do it next week. Not Monday, but after that.
Yeah, Vivek sir. So, you would like to comment on anything?
Let me have your analysis. I'm expecting a downfall for this week. A small correction. Say about till about 1280 or 1270.
So I was thinking, let me see. I was still expecting it to go further.
Renko says it will go up.
Yes. So I have set my sell limit at 1500. So I was not thinking, because I usually swing trade. So I was not worrying about it going down again and then coming up. If you're
Yes, here your target of 1500 is perfect. It will touch 1500. But for those who are looking for, like 2 or 3 days, I'm expecting a small dip. The reason I'm saying I'm expecting a small dip is so that anybody who wants to enter into Shopify can keep his sell orders at around 1260 or 1270.
buy order, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, a buy order around 1260, 1270 or 1280, whatever you are comfortable with.
With a target price of 1500.
Yes, the target price of 1500. Because the reason is, you see the RSI and the Williams they have slightly tapered down. They have slightly tapered down. So that is the reason why I'm expecting it to slightly come down, come back into the zone, and again take an uptick.
So do you suggest that a buy price of 1255 to 1280 could be a good time to enter?
Yes, anything less than anything above 1250 to 1280 or 1290, I would enter around that time. I don't know if it will touch 1250 again, also not. It will not even touch 1250. So I would be an aggressive buyer at 1290 also. At 1290, I would take it up and take it to 1500 from there, because that gives me the dip I want it for to come into Williams R for the next uprise, and the CCI also will dip down. I really wish Tahir was around here. Tahir would have given us his feedback, because you look at the last candle. It tried to go up, it was pushed down.
Yeah.
Remember what Tahir was talking about, this candle on the uptrend? A sign of weakness?
Yeah.
So it's a green candle, but the essence of the candle is that it tried to move up. It had a wick up of 1402, closing of 1371. So it was pushed down back. That means there is profit booking happening over here. At 1400, there is profit booking happening. Even the last red candle, the high was 1394. Profit booking taking place. That is exactly what I'm thinking over here. There is profit booking by professional traders. Retail traders are entering in. So a small dip is expected to weed them out of the market, and then at about 1280 or 1290, buy for a target of 1500.
Yes,
Tell me.
even to me, indicate it, to me it appears that it would be taking a small dip and then it would continue further. For this small dip, as you rightly said, is a good opportunity for anyone new to enter.
Yes. And this will be a short-term trade only, about week or 2 weeks only. Don't go for very long.
Yes, I was adding ATR.
ATR will give you a good idea.
So ATR is 61.
ATR is 61.
Yeah.
That means it could touch 1300 by Tuesday. 1300 or 1290 or 1280 by Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday latest.
Yeah, so Monday would not be a good time to buy. It would be better to wait for couple more days. ATR as 61. If we take 2 trading sessions of it going downtrend, as Vivek sir was mentioning, a price of around 1250, 1260, it would be in that range.
Excuse me, based on your experience, what is the effect of the US election that coming on? Is that will affect positive or negative for the stock?
For this particular stock or for or in general for stock market?
I think if it's in general, it will affect everyone. So in general, yes.
Yeah. So as we have been seeing in last couple of trading weeks that the stock market is quite volatile and the impact of stock the impact of elections on stock market is visible, being the stocks were going rallying for quite a while, and once the elections are coming nearer, now the correction as well as volatility has become more significant. So you could expect that we might see further some more days where the stocks are going down, there is heavy sell off, and then a green day where when the stocks try to recover previous 2 or 3 days of correction. So you could expect this kind of volatility. What
Kamal, can you put the chart of TSX on chart?
Thank you.
TSX or NASDAQ? TSX,
okay,
put TSX first.
okay.
So that we get the stock market exchange directly. Composite index.
Yeah. So if what I was saying is, if you see from this March, the TSX has been rallying upward, and if you come closer from August to now, it has started taking a downtrend. But in between, if you see, there are gap up green days followed by bigger red candles. So this volatility has come as we are getting closer to election, and it might extend further until the election results are out. So if you are having if you have already invested in stocks which are starting to take downtrend, I would say if you are in profit, it's good time to take those profits out, keep your money in your account ready for a day when there is a heavy sell off, and you could buy back some of those stocks or some other stocks which are available at a much cheaper price. But these 2-3 months, you could expect volatility in the market. Once the results are out, then based on who wins, the stock market could start rallying like we had seen after the crash, or if the market is not in support of the president, whoever comes, you might see a further down. So I would say at this point of time, it's better to play safe, buy stocks considering for short term. If you are getting in profit, you have invested about March time frame and you are in profit, it's time to take those profits out, have your funds, so you could buy cheaper stocks.
Also, like Kamal, does it correlated with the wave to get started in Canada? Is that something related to the TSX? The performing, how does it like performing right now due to the COVID?
Certainly wave 2 impact will be more relevant as some of the companies start stepping back. So you would see that the stocks are taking downtrend, and even government putting restrictions, so the businesses reducing their operations, that would be visible on the stock prices as well. So I do expect some of the stocks to trade lower again. They might not go to that extent that it was around March and April, but lesser. You might see it trading at lesser price compared to August or July, August price.
When you take this to a weekly chart, then you will know exactly where we are looking at supports for the Canadian markets. We are currently at 16,200.
Yeah, so support
15,050.
1,500.
15,000. 15,000.
Yeah, 15,000. Yeah. That would be a correction of over 900 points.
1,000 points.
Yeah, close to 1,000 points.
1,100. But I believe before that there should be another support coming in at around 15,600.
15,600.
There should be a very strong support at 15,600, no matter what COVID wave 2 does. And it should be a bounce from there. My judgment is it should be a bounce back from 15,600 for your TSX. That should be a 1,000 point bounce from 15,600.
Yeah. Close to 1,100, 1,200.
Yeah. I think somebody had asked for some more stocks, which we just could not read through before we cut off last session.
I didn't get chance to look at the chat. Which
Even
were the
I did
stocks?
not. If somebody can re-ask in the chat,
yeah,
it will be great.
How about the Tesla?
Tesla. That's the all-time favorite.
Yeah.
We have it already.
The battery day, remember forever.
Yes. I remember my statements on Tesla very often, very clearly. Yeah, Ajaz had asked for Blue and CHR.
Blue and CHR. Okay, yeah, we'll take it after Tesla.
After Tesla. Tesla is the all-time favorite. This is Kamal's favorite stock. He loves this stock.
Yes. Tesla on Nasdaq and Shopify on TSX.
TSX. These are his favorite stocks.
Yeah. So like Shopify, even Tesla is going through correction, and Tesla's correction is much more visible. So I expect Tesla to be on downtrend Monday. As you could see, Williams R is downwards, and it has not yet touched its mid Bollinger Band. If someone would like to enter, I would say a buy price under 365 would be a good price to enter Tesla.
Do you expect it's going to be downtrend next week? 360 or 380 around?
Yeah, I am expecting
360
it.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be on downtrend, and a buy
Yeah.
price around 365 is what I would.
What is the low for that candle?
This candle?
Yeah, this candle low.
Low was
351.
350. Yeah, 351.
Wick low. Wick
Yeah.
low is 351.30.
351.30.
Oh, okay. So that was the last week, right? I believe. Oh, so 24th September.
24th
Yeah.
September.
24th September.
So definitely it would be promising to be going down, lower.
Yeah.
Well, if you have to buy it around 350 or 355
Yeah.
for a target of about 450, 460.
Yes.
Yeah, from first 3 times it has shown a
445 it has reversed.
Yeah, it has shown a resistance of at around 450. It just touches 450 and comes down. Means 450, 451, 450.
So buy
And we are
buy at 350 for a target, or 355 for a target of 445, 90 point
90.
Target.
Yeah. Because and we are expecting the delivery, right? Delivery gets delayed, right? So that would be the next week again. I think the buyer won't be more resistant for that. But next, like I believe the delivery code's delayed around October 21st. So that would be the promising number goes up.
Oh, because keep one thing in mind, stocks when they come down faster than what they climb.
Yeah.
So this 315 to 350 or 360 should be done in about 3 days, 2 or 3 days time.
Yeah.
So by Wednesday you should be in the trade
and
getting ready to exit within the next 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days. Okay. Yeah.
So Wednesday would be about, today is the 5th.
Yeah.
7 to 17th or 20th. So you would buy around October 7th and get out by October 20th.
So if someone is already holding it, I would say you could hold for a bit longer time and pick some more once it is around under 360, 355, and that would help you to bring down your average. So once it goes up, you could sell at 450.
As we also say in the markets, it has already tested this limit of 450 thrice.
Yeah.
So it will be the 4th time lucky. In the 4th time it touches 450, it will be with momentum and could take out even 490.
Yeah.
490. Upper portion of the red candle. 502. Because the 4th time lucky, it comes in with momentum. It has touched 450 thrice already. So the fourth
And-
time it touches 450, it will be with the momentum that will cross it to take it to 500. So you should then
That's-
get out at 495 or 498.
Yeah, that should be the quarter results as well, right? So should be beneficial.
When are the results due? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's on October 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's far away.
Yeah.
That's another 23 more weeks.
So I think by that time it might go down, and if it is around the same dates, then you could see it reaching 498, 500. Either
Yes.
before the earnings, on the day of earnings, before earnings are reported, or after the earning. So buying.
Time are these earnings normally declared? Are they random or is there any specific time?
But Tesla, it is aftermarket usually.
Aftermarket. Okay. So 27 should be a volatile day. 28th, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So for those who are looking to enter, please keep a watch and try to enter at this price level. And if you want to hold up to October 27, you could hold for 2 weeks of trading time, 2 to 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Anything else on Tesla? Let me see.
No, pretty much clear. Yep. Thank you.
Welcome.
Blue.
Blue is continuously going red. Where is okay. So it has started on uptrend. I would show it on Renko. Yeah. So I believe I was referring to this. It's a
My God.
scarier Renko.
My God. And then it comes in with a huge candle on the earnings day. What happened on his earnings day? Why did it fall down? Such a big sell-off.
Yeah, though the earnings was better than estimated.
Estimated, yes. So they punish the company for doing a good job.
There are news on this, even if news are good, but still it is lower.
Why?
Even on a day it
Come
has
on, how did you get the previous one did you do?
Which
ये
one?
क्या था? अभी जो कर रहा था,
This
suddenly
is
it became a line because it is what consolidating over there or what is it?
yeah, it's consolidating within this range. It's been consolidating from long time in this range.
Right from July onwards.
Yeah, it has been consolidating this range. Before this, you'll be surprised it was
It is still consolidating. This must have been a split in July.
No, there's no split. There was a
And why is suddenly 16 to 2
mm,
or 16 to 3?
there was a huge investor who has sold off in a huge quantity, because of which it dropped from 16 to a price level of 3.
3. God.
Yeah, I have it at 3.2.
Somebody was
Yeah.
saying something just now.
Yeah, he has an average price of 3.20. So 3.20 average is still okay for blue. I would reduce this. So even I am holding it with a hope that it might spike again, because it's also on, I think on NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. So if there is any strong positive news, it might spike. With that hope, I have been holding it for, I think, over 2 months. In between 1 or 2 day, you do see a green candle giving indication that it might take uptrend, but then it forms a bigger red candle and it drops down further. That's why I showed in Renko that it's been continuously dropping.
Hmm. Well, if your investment, I will not tell this to Kamal, but the other gentleman, if his investment is not much, he can look at either continue holding it or get out around 320, 330 if he wants to liquidate his investment.
Is that okay? BlackBerry and CHR. Sorry, I missed who had requested for blue. Ayaz, right? So Ayaz, is
Yeah.
that okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Kamal. Thank you, Vivek.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Now CHR.
Yeah, let's go to CHR.
Ijaz, what is the holding price? Holding average?
CHR is 3.6.
Oof.
Yeah, I know it's bad.
When did you buy it?
A couple of months back.
Mid-June.
Yeah, it seems around June.
Mid-June or even prior to that?
Yeah, somewhere around June.
Or did you buy it on the uptick?
Yeah, looks like.
Yeah, it seems that maybe once
Because
it
that is
has.
the typical retailer's trap, which you can see over there. 4 or 5 green upticks and each one on a gap up.
Yeah.
3 on consecutive gap ups. Typical retail bear trap. I mean, bull trap.
Okay, so I think we need to. Are you planning to hold it until it recovers? If you are, then what I would suggest is to watch for it forming 2 green candle, and once it does that, you buy some more so that your average comes down. Because you have anyways been patient for this long.
Yeah, I don't consider it for a long term or a short term.
Yes. So I would say that you could average it down so that once it goes up, even if it doesn't goes up to 3.6 again, if your average is around 3.2 or something, you won't be losing that much. And if you exit around 2.8, you won't be losing that much. Or if you can hold it to cross your average price, that would be, it would need time, but in that case you would be not losing. But certainly 3.6 as of now looks to be far, and with its continuous downtrend, unless there is some good strong news in the airline industry which makes it to have gap up opening like this, which I'm not expecting because of second wave coming in, most especially with airlines would be getting impacted because of second wave.
Ejaz, if I can ask you a question, you may answer if you desire. If you don't want, don't answer it. Can you buy the similar quantity which you are currently holding at 2.15 or 2.1 or 2.2?
No, I can buy like maybe 25%.
Because if you buy the full quantity what you're currently holding, your average price comes down to 2.8. At 3.6 and 2.2, the average price will come down to about 2.8 or 2.9, which is achievable. Because currently it's at a level where it will turn around. Your candlestick patterns are showing it's either a doji or it's a reversal point. So if you can buy a similar quantity at 2.18 or 2.15, your average comes down to 2.9 or 2.85. And that is the opportunity where you can exit at practically very minimal cost or minimal loss or practically zero loss. I'm now trying to figure out a way how we can bail you out. And of course, if you're lucky, if the Lord is in your favor, it gives you a good spike, you could make good money also on it.
Yeah, I'll try to figure out. That's what I'm looking for. But I don't know how further it would drop.
No, I don't think it will drop very further. It's already at 2.13, 2.12. So I don't, because it's already, you look at the other indicators, it's pretty low. They are reversing all this reversing from here, from these levels.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not expecting it to drop, say from 2.17 to go to 1.17. It could go up to 2, but not below 2.
Okay.
But then this is stock market. It's a game of probability. Anything can happen.
Right.
And it has gone below 2 also previously in the month of March.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the rates over here?
Yeah, 2.10 and
1.8. The previous candle.
I'm zooming.
1.8. Yeah, 1.8 is the previous low. And that's sufficient. That's sufficient.
Yeah, 2.10 would be a very good.
Candle? 1.8. So 1.8 was the lowest low on 18th of March.
Yeah, right.
And currently you are at 2.17 or 2.15.
Right.
So if you're buying it at 2.10 or 2.05, you are in a very strong position to bounce back and liquidate your investments and exit the investment with minimal loss or marginal profits.
Yeah, right. I'll try to implement that.
I mean, it's a risk. Your profit, your money.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I see that there's less risk in doing that because in March it had gone worst up to 1.8. So if he buys at 2.10 or 2.05, there's very less loss that he can incur unless he sells. And with what he has been doing, he is not selling. So which I would see that once it goes down and it comes up, he's not getting impacted even if it goes down further. And
Ajaz, there's one more thing. If you buy double, what will be the average come down to?
You have to loan it from you then.
Kamal is more closer to you. Kamal is more closer to you.
I can come to Mumbai if you're there.
You're most welcome. You'll be most welcome. It will come down to 2.55 if you double the quantity.
yeah, I think your averaging down for CHR would help you in avoiding loss and still making break even at least. And as Vivek sir said, if you're lucky and if there is a spike, then you can give us treat.
Yeah, sure, I will.
Kamal, Blackberry.
Blackberry,
Thanks, Kamal, Vivek.
Welcome.
welcome.
What is my watch list?
Is Blackberry?
No, Blackberry is not on my list. Vivek is asking me what is my watch list.
Okay. It has been on downtrend with a gap down on Friday. Was there any news which was not in favor of BlackBerry? So Williams R is in oversold. RSI is still downward and it's 36, which indicates it might fall down further. But looking at this almost 1 week of, or more than 1 week of downtrend, it seems to me that it might start reversing trend. I would just like to check on Renko. Yeah.
Renko not supportive.
This Renko is, since they, it is not good. Yeah, I would say if someone is holding it, to hold for some more time, because correction seems to be due, which means the reversal of trend is due. It might start moving upwards any time. Most especially Williams R is, see if you see this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 6. So at this 6 instances, it has turned upward. So we might see it going up on even on Monday. And
I think Adil is the one who is following this chart very carefully.
Ahsan is following BlackBerry.
Ahsan is falling. Even Adil was falling.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I was again following it, but I feel it's going to take a few more days for it to go up. Someone has been selling that. I've been hearing in the news. I'm not sure how far it is true that it might double in October.
Yeah, that was because of some agreement, something. Ahsan was following up with some news he had recommended. But yeah, at this price level, it looks good to get in, even for short term. maybe even if you get in at 6 with a target price of around 7.5, I would say 7.4, 7.5. Only concerning thing is the RSI is still downward. Williams has
Has
flattened.
flattened.
Yeah. So maybe Monday few hours in the morning you could watch, and if it seems to be reversing, it would be good time to get in for short term. And yeah, even for long term, maybe you can wait. For short term, I would say based on few hours of trading in the morning on Monday, you could take a call. If it is not continuing on downtrend, it could be good to get in. Vivek says he bought Goose and it was great advice. Thank you, Vivek sir.
All right. Not at all.
With the
But
use of
if we can come back, we will run the screener again today. But ND has asked for the screener to be run
right.
in case if you want to continue.
So maybe once, do you want to run screener? So once
So
we
now we
rejoin,
only have 1.5 minutes left.
yeah. So maybe we'll join again and screener
Run the
for 15
screener.
minutes.
Yeah.
And then we can call off for the day.
I've also given them my watch list. Vivek, for you.
Right. So I can share this watch list in the group as well. It's ABX, AC, JE, PXT, SHOP, SU, and WN.
Western George.
Yeah. We have covered all the stocks, right? Yeah.